Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of That's a Wrap. My name is Austin Jameson, and joining me today is
Anthony Gentry. Hello.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
We do.
So we're gonna. I do want to try and keep the pace up. Granted, I'm extremely tired right now and fatigued.
You're
but
10 seconds into this episode, and you're like, let's go.
We need pedal to the metal. We have one trailer. We have a mystery subject that's not really a mystery because we probably
We did advertise it.
We did advertise it. It's a mystery for anybody who doesn't know.
Coming up on That's a Wrap.
Yeah.
We have do you want to say what it is, or do you want to keep it mystery?
I mean, we can keep it a mystery till
All
the
right,
end. Well,
okay.
no, well, it's gonna be in the description
Yeah.
of
Coming up, we have
the
Dungeons and Dragons.
We're doing all of them.
Among
Okay.
Thieves
Dungeons
trailer.
and Dragons. Next up,
The Oscars.
we're talking about the
The
Oscar
nominees.
nominations.
And then I keep thinking you want to.
Then we're like ping ponging.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a
The Last of Us, episode 2.
Okay. Well, you were supposed to say, and
then
I say Last of Us, and then Last of Us,
and then
Last of Us.
missing.
Missing is our.
All right, it's gonna be our main review for today.
Yeah, that went well.
Yeah. If you're listening on
you.
Apple or on Spotify or anything,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Go join us on YouTube. Go
Yes.
subscribe
It'll help
at
us
That's
out
a
a
Wrap
lot.
NCR. Just look that up and you'll find us.
Yeah.
Go subscribe, hit
Mhm.
like, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think of all these things. Tell us, hey, this episode is really bad and
I
you
would
need to
be
do better.
Honored to have like a hate comment.
Yeah, we got our first dislike. Yeah,
Um,
on our very first episode.
That was super exciting.
It was exciting. It's like we
Um,
made it. We have our haters.
Exactly. Well, nobody's gonna beat me when it comes to hating.
No, hater
so.
Austin will never be beat.
Um,
Anyway,
Speaking of hating, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons and this
Oh.
movie coming up.
okay.
I
I did not expect that.
Well, I'll just kind of kick it off. Let me
Yeah.
elaborate real quick.
Because you
um,
liked the first trailer.
I like the first trailer. This trailer was pretty good. I think it has potential for as a movie still. However, I think there is. Well, have you heard of the stirs in the D&D community right now?
I have, yes.
Um,
Do you think that will impact the movie?
yes.
Okay. Do you think it will
Um,
impact the movie a lot?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I know a lot of people are not going to.
Yeah, it's that you can't have, or if you reach a certain threshold of like selling your D&D story,
Mhm.
you have to like pay the owners of it, right?
Kind of. They've modified it in a few ways, and they're being very like stupid about
Yeah.
it all.
For
It's
those
for
of
the
you who
it's for
don't
the
know,
gaming license for.
Austin plays D&D. I don't. I won't get into it though.
It's a good time, and the fact that like anybody can do anything, and it's like it's
Yeah.
not monopolized or capitalized on is one of the best things because anybody can contribute whatever they want to it.
Yeah.
This specific gaming, like the gaming license that they're trying to release, would target like big companies that create and publish their own like stories and adventures for D&D, or I believe it would also tackle like Critical Role and big companies that make a lot of merchandise based around their things in D&D. I think. 'Cause I believe it's like $700,000 or more.
Yeah,
Your revenue is when you start paying.
I
royalties.
heard that it was just the story. I think Critical Role wouldn't be affected. I don't know. You probably know more than me. I read up a little bit about it,
Mhm.
and it was like, yeah, once you hit like $700,000 in sales, you have to pay like a royalty fee
Mhm.
for all the money you make after it. So if you make like $705, you have to pay the royalty on the $5, but not the $700,000.
Whenever they announced this first, they like pitched it as a way. They were like, there's three main goals, and like it was like they were trying to like stop people from abusing and exploiting the system in terms of like, or just like racism, like homophobia, any type of hate that was being infused in the game. They wanted to get rid of that. Good reason. Yeah. And then like we get to I don't remember what the second. I think they were kind of fused with just like a community based thing that they were trying to aim it towards. And then we got to the third reason, and that was with like the capitalization of it all. And recently, I believe about a week ago, they made D&D Beyond release a statement saying like, from D&D Beyond, even though it's Wizards of the Coast, being like, we hear you. We're going to be like taking a look at it, and they changed a few things. I believe they got rid of the royalty stuff. I don't have it on hand, but one of the quotes they used in that was like I know, or the community's probably going to say that they won, we lost, but don't worry, this is a win for us. That's something that a villain would say.
Yeah.
It just doesn't track.
Anyways,
the trailer looks okay. It was about on par with the first one. I really am still disliking trailers in general because I don't want to know what I'm about to watch. I think it's stupid.
I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the action, it looks pretty cool. It looks visually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The writing is where it has me worried.
Yeah.
I know it is like the writers of, I think, Game Night, which is for me a very underrated comedy that I think is really good. Have you seen that?
I've not.
It's actually really good and really well written, and I don't think the trailer was that good either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping they're not putting in like all the good jokes.
Gotcha.
Because the jokes that were in this trailer didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it is visually interesting. I'm hoping it's good. We'll find out. I think at the end of March, beginning of April, sometime around there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all really I have to say about it.
Yeah.
Just meh. Hopefully it's good. I'm not going to go in with really high expectations.
Mm-hmm. For all those D&D fans out there who plan on boycotting the movie, understandably, I will be watching it with an employee pass, which is, of course, discharged from the company itself, and we're not paying any money. So don't worry about that. I don't plan on supporting Wizards of the Coast by any means. But that's the D&D trailer.
See,
really.
I crossed the picket line. I will buy a ticket. No. Just kidding.
Okay, Anthony. Really polarize our audience real quick.
Wait a minute.
Next, that was really the only trailer. Or there was another trailer,
Yeah.
but
We have a lot to talk about. We
have a
gotta
lot.
get going. It was Scream 6. I liked the trailer. Trailer was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's get into the Oscar nominations. Now, our original
Yes.
plan for today's episode was for us to both blind react
Yes.
to them.
And then I
as much
woke
as
up.
possible.
That's what happened.
And
I
then
woke up.
Anthony woke up, opened his phone, and just bombarded by spoilers.
All of it.
Um,
I woke up at like 10 a.m. Just completely forgot the Oscar nominations happened. I thought they were going to happen later in the day, so I thought I was safe.
Mm-hmm.
Open Twitter, see like a bunch of names. I'm like, oh, that's Best Actress. Scroll down,
Yeah.
see a bunch of more names. Oh, that's Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just got bombarded with every single nominee.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the nominees.
I do not.
No. So
yeah.
we are going to start, I think, with the acting nominees.
Okay.
Move to Best Director, then finally Best Picture.
Okay.
How's that? Or do you want to do Best Picture first?
That's fine with me.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do the supporting roles.
Ke Huy Quan, obviously.
Let's start with Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
We have Brendan Gleeson for Banshees of the Inisherin.
Mm-hmm. And that's getting reissued here at a theater nearby.
It is.
And
It's also on
plan
HBO
watching
Max. Go watch it. It is really great. Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, which is a Jennifer Lawrence movie on like Apple TV Plus. I have not seen it, but I really want to. I just have to find the time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Judd Hirsch in The Fablemans. Barry Keoghan also in The Banshees of Inisherin. And Ke Huy Quan.
Wonderful.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
I am upset because Judd Hirsch got nominated for Best Supporting Actor and not Paul Dano,
Yeah.
also in The Fablemans.
Mm-hmm.
They're both in the movie. Judd Hirsch gives a really good performance in one scene. Paul Dano is in the entire movie giving a very layered performance that's heartbreaking, frustrating. He brings it to this movie, and he got snubbed. I thought, for me, he was the front runner to win, so I'm surprised he didn't get nominated.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, Best Supporting Actress.
Okay.
Do you have any that like front runners for you that you are hoping to get nominated?
Stephanie Hsu.
Stephanie Hsu.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Hong Chow from The Whale, who is also she's great in The Whale.
Mhm.
She's also super great in The Menu. If you haven't seen it,
Okay.
Carrie Condon from Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis from Everything Everywhere,
Nice.
and Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere. Do you have any hope for like who do you want to win or who do you think will win?
I'd love for either of the Everything Everywhere I'd cast to get it. That, I mean, I don't know. I'm there's a lot of movies on there that I've not seen, and I haven't even talked about this yet. I do want to watch everything I can before the actual Oscars itself, so that I have like my own actual takes, and it's just not like this person from this movie I've not seen. It's like congratulations.
My like short list is usually the Best Picture nominees and the most of the Best Writing nominees, like whichever I can watch. So do you have like one you want to win over the others?
Actually, Stephanie.
I'd say that too. I think also Hong Chow from The Whale because she gave a really good performance. It's very like underrated. Angela Bassett is actually the front runner to win. She's been winning all the other awards, so I think she might take it. But I really hope Stephanie Sue takes it because she was so good in Everything Everywhere.
I agree.
All right, let's move on to Best Lead Actress.
Okay.
Do you have any hopes?
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh? Anyone else?
I don't know the Oscars.
Yeah.
I just like
Okay.
I just like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
All right.
I want them to get what they deserve.
So the nominees for Best Actress are Cate Blanchett for Tar, which is a movie I really want to see. It has not played anywhere, but it's coming to Peacock this Friday. The moment it drops, I'm going to press play and I'm going to watch it. Ana de Armas for Blonde. I haven't seen Blonde. I don't think I will watch Blonde just because of everything I've heard about it. I think it will be really hard to watch, and it's what I hear. It's very exploitative of Marilyn Monroe, while like criticizing the exploitation. It's an exploitation itself.
Gotcha.
But I hear she's great in it. Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, a movie I have not been able to watch. It's just not playing around here at all. Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans. Yes. And Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Nice.
Obviously, I think we both want Michelle Yeoh to win. I haven't seen Cate Blanchett. She's the other front runner.
I really, really want to see Tar. I looked at it because I saw a clip from Tar the other day, and then,
I haven't seen anything from Tar.
I really, really want to watch it.
Do you still have my Peacock?
Hmm?
Do you still have my Peacock?
Probably.
Yeah, it'll be there on Friday.
Absolutely.
By the way, so is Violent Night. Violent Night 2 got announced.
Yeah.
Best news of the week.
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That was a good
let's see how
movie. That was
high
a
they
good
can fly
movie.
before they burn up.
I don't care. It's going to be Santa kicking butt. Anyway,
Okay.
lead actor. Do you have any ones you want to win?
I mean, there's Brendan,
Yeah,
obviously.
obviously.
Why does that always happen?
Yeah, that's fine.
A little technical difficulty on our side. Ignore that. I think I really want Brendan to win it this year.
Do you think
I don't
he'll get
know,
nominated?
He better have. It's The Whale. Of course he did.
So, your nominees for Best Lead Actor are Austin Butler for Elvis,
Okay.
Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin, Paul Mescal, After Sun, and Bill Nye, Living.
Bill Nye?
Yeah, Bill Nye
Oh.
for
okay.
Living, and that's it.
Brendan's not on there?
No,
Really?
I'm kidding. No, he's nominated.
You can't fool me, Anthony.
I think I really want Brendan to win. I think Austin Butler is kind of sneaking up on him because he was great in Elvis. So is Colin Farrell. He's been winning a lot of the awards too. So it's going to be like a three-way fight between them.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen the other two movies, so I can't really say much about them.
Austin
Same thing.
Butler.
They just haven't been playing around here.
I've not seen Elvis, but I've seen just like the aftermath of it, where like I
He
saw
can't lose
something
the voice.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he went too hard.
No, he's really
like,
good as Elvis.
I'm sure he's very good as him, but like that's like worrying if you go so far into a character that like you can't snap back. It's impressive.
Yeah.
But then what if he has to play not Elvis? What is he gonna do?
A really high-pitched person.
I guess so.
Maybe you can just go in the opposite direction.
I don't know. It's like Joaquin Phoenix, but his voice instead, not
Yeah.
his body.
All right. Best director.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any hopes, wants,
The
needs?
Daniels.
Daniels, yeah. All right.
Are
so,
they grouped together? Are they grouped as the Daniels?
Yeah.
Or is it okay? That makes sense.
Yeah. So for best director, your nominees are Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin,
Mhm.
The Daniels, Everything Everywhere All
Okay,
at Once,
cool.
Steven Spielberg, The Fablemans,
Yeah.
Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for A Triangle of Sadness. That and Tar are the only two movies I have not seen on the list. Same with Triangle of Sadness. These movies do not play around us. It's very hard to see them until like right before or right after the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
But my pick is probably Spielberg. I think he did such a great job with The Fablemans. That is also coming back to theaters. Go watch it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming your pick is Daniels because that's the only movie you've seen from this list.
Listen. Yeah, I like the movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I sue me, man. I don't know. I'm so tired. Everybody, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Let's go. Let's go to Best
Yeah.
Picture.
I'm just
So
trying
we
to keep my
have-
energy up.
All Quiet on the Western Front, a movie that is
I've heard of that.
playing. It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched it just because I feel like you have to be in the right mindset for that.
Fair enough.
Avatar: The Way of Water,
Wait, what are these for?
Best Picture.
These are Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Why is Avatar on there, man?
Yeah. The Banshees of Inisherin,
Mm-hmm.
Elvis,
Elvis?
Everything
not gonna win, I'm
Everywhere
sorry.
All at Once,
Okay.
Morbius, The Fablemans.
Are you gonna say that with a straight face? Are you gonna look at me and say that with a straight face? Come on, do it again. Tell me Morbius is on there.
Morbius
Yeah,
is nominated.
Twist
for
that
Best
little
Picture.
computer around.
No.
That's what I thought.
The Fablemans,
Mm-hmm.
Tar,
Mm-hmm.
Top Gun, Maverick.
Why do you? Everybody. Oh my goodness. They're like little like gnats flying around my ear. I can't escape this movie, and I understand that it's good and it'll make me cry,
gonna-
and it's
At
phenomenal.
this point,
and
it's too late. You're gonna hate
what
it.
do you mean it's too late? I'll like it.
No, because you're annoyed by everyone telling you to go watch it. So now, like, the movie has something to prove to you.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say that. But if it
But
happens,
that's how I am.
if it happens,
A Triangle of Sadness and Women Talking.
Mhm.
Those are your nominees for Best Picture. Oh, and one more. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of No.
you can't
No.
do that. Not a good year for the MCU.
No, it hasn't been. I'm assuming your pick is going to be Everything Everywhere.
Naturally.
Yeah. Mine is The Fablemans.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the most nominated movie this year?
Probably.
And there's
Well,
also technical awards that we haven't gone into.
I think Everything Everywhere got. Well, Everything Everywhere I know didn't get nominated for visual effects, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Do you want to know the nominees for visual effects?
Sure, shoot him.
It is All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, Babylon. Oh wait, no, this is production design.
Oh.
Visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Batman, Black Panther, and Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, what a odd little bunch.
Yeah, I mean Avatar is going to take it. That's like a shoe in.
Yeah.
But
Stupid.
yeah, what do you think got the most nominations?
Honestly, it sounds like. Well, I don't know. I want to say Everything, but I know they're not really on any of the short guys or
Mhm.
like the smaller lists. Banshee seems like it had a lot of spots, but I feel like it's getting missed out on like a few as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tar was honestly more than I thought there'd be. Fablemans,
You think The Fablemans?
maybe.
Is that your final answer? Locking it in?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna say Everything Everywhere All at Once, because if it is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I didn't say that, I'd feel bad. So
You're right.
it is.
With 11 nominations, I think the record is like 12 or 13, so it's right up there. Banshees of Inisherin and All Quiet on the Western Front come in second with 9 nominations each.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want any more categories? We got like editing, animated feature film, cinematography.
Give me
We have
editing.
writing, editing. All right. Best film editing. You have The Banshees of Inisherin, which is like, yeah, when I think back, I don't think of the editing. Elvis, which is kind of funny because when you watch it, it's kind of over edited.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, the editing is good, but they go crazy with it.
Gotcha.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Come on. Yes.
Yeah.
Tar and Top Gun Maverick, which I also think has really good editing. Yeah, I think Everything Everywhere will take that. Do you want any other categories?
Give me writing.
Writing. Do you want adapted or original?
Adapted first.
Adapted. All right. And for those of you who don't know, adapted screenplay is like based on a book, based on a song, or sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be original, but if it's a sequel, it's adapted. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay.
Glass Onion. I think this is its only
It
nomination.
has Among Us in there, dude.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh. Living. Top Gun Maverick, which I'm a little confused by because even though I love that movie, it's not for the writing.
Fair enough.
And Woman Talking.
Gotcha.
Original screenplay, we have Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Let's end it with animated feature film.
Yeah.
We have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
I want to watch that so
It
bad.
is so good.
I wanna
It
watch
is a
it.
great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Wonderful. I've not seen it, but I wanna. I love the vibes.
I'm a little confused by that.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's not good, because it is a great movie, but it's like half animated and half live action.
Tell me point to me on the film where Marcel is live action.
No, the whole thing is like there's humans running around and stuff, and they're in like actual sets. They just animate the shells over it.
Exactly. It's an entirely animated
No, it's not
character,
entirely.
but it's a character.
Yeah, but
Every scene has animation in it.
not every scene.
Well,
I've seen the movie.
Not like every single one, but I think it's still absolutely valid to be in the animation one.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Puss in Boots,
Don't
The Last Wish.
That came out in 2022?
Yeah, it came out like the day before
December.
Christmas. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, it totally did. You're right.
The Sea Beast, which is on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
and Turning Red.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
My pick is probably. I want Puss in Boots in my heart to win. I think it's gonna go to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's Tom Hanks's Pinocchio. No. It is Father. It's that one.
I've got the whole world to see.
Who is in that one? It's
I have
Pauly
no
Shore.
idea.
I think it's Pauly Shore who's in that one. But yeah, that's the Oscar talk. Do you want any more categories before we end it?
What else? Do you got anything else you want to talk about?
I'm good on it all. There's production design, cinematography. If you want, did we do visual? We did do visual effects. Costume design, makeup and hairstyling, original score.
Do score. I'm curious about that.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay.
Babylon, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. And there's also Best Sound, but those are all the categories.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Let us know in the comments down
Yeah.
below.
I definitely.
what nominees you want to win, and did any get snubbed? Did any not? Let us know. By the
True.
way, Nope did not get any nominations.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that because the Oscars love Jordan Peele. I thought it at least would get writing.
I don't know. I can understand it not making anything. It wasn't like definitely like as far as Jordan Peele's films go. I don't think it was
That's fair.
heavy. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, everybody. It's his heaviest hitter, but with you know what didn't get nominated either?
What?
Lyle Crocodile. At least for best score.
Actually, my bad.
Anthony, you
the
can't do this
Oscars
to me.
is revising
Let
their
me
nominations.
grieve. Let me
Lyle
grieve.
got 20 nominations in every single category.
Let me grieve.
Javier Bardem actually already won the Oscar for Best Supporting. Lyle won Best Actor. It won.
You're
Best
crushing my
Picture.
dreams right now. You're just like taking my dreams and
I saw you rated 5 stars in Letterboxd. What is your problem?
What do you mean? What is my problem? It's a Lyle crocodile, and I'm not going through this again. I'm
so
Anthony.
The Last of
I am
Us.
tired. Okay.
Okay. We have not even gone to our main topic.
We're fine. We're at 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. We did start late.
We did start late. Well, what an episode.
Lyle sucks. Let's keep going. So this past weekend, a new episode of The Last of Us dropped. Austin, what did you think?
I think there could
By the
have
way,
been more.
Like we said last week, we are going to spoil this episode, but this episode only.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to spoil the rest of what's going to happen in the show, the game, anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Just what happens in this episode.
Yes.
If you don't want to know, skip ahead. I don't know, 10 minutes.
Yeah, we won't be on this for 10 minutes. So I'll go ahead and start my timer. Let's talk about Last of Us. What do you think of this episode, Anthony?
I think the first episode's better. I still love this episode.
Uh-huh.
They do I'm loving the flashbacks
Mm-hmm.
and the beginning of each episode. I have seen some people say, I hope they do this for every episode. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they keep it as is, maybe 1 or 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
But I love just how tense it is. Like, you know what's coming.
Right.
And just the performance by the Indonesian actress who's just like bomb it all.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that like change in her face as she realizes what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dynamic between Joel, Ellie, and Tess right now.
Yeah.
Tess's death, spoilers, like we said, was even more impactful than it was in the game.
I agree. Oh my goodness. I went and rewatched the YouTube, or like the scene on YouTube.
Yeah, because in the game it's like a quick moment, and it's like, oh no, okay, we gotta go, and then you don't see her death. You just see her body.
Her, yeah,
you hear it, and then here it's like this big reveal, and then the kiss.
Yeah,
you get the kiss, and that's so terrifying. And if you listen to like the podcast, the after show kind of thing, they talk about that, and they're like, oh yeah, we want it to be that scary, but also like, what happens if you don't resist? Because they're only violent because we resist.
Right.
And then if you don't resist, it's this weird kind of intimacy that's also terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was.
Yeah.
In that clicker sequence, this is
very,
how...
Very well done.
Exactly, yeah. This is how you put in gameplay into a video game adaptation without making it feel forced or cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like everyone who's played the game, you try to stealth, you fail at it, you just start shooting
you
blindly,
panic,
you run away, you try to hide,
and you do it all over again.
They did such a great job with it, even in like the build up to the clickers, because I knew what was going to happen, and I was like, please no. What did you think of the episode?
I super agree. I think the imagery of this episode has really like. We already know like that the showrunner had a good idea of like the visuals and how to recreate them from the game, but they're really running with it, and I love it. The decrepit city, the overgrown city, the like iconic shot of like the buildings and the iconic shot.
I'm surprised they
of,
just skipped right through the building section, but it was like when I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, you really don't need it.
Right. I think they did a super duper good job. That like honestly, I would say that this I don't want to say this better or episode's worse than the first one. I think the first one kind of has a pass because it's 2. And it like if we saw episode 1 when he throws the kid and that's it, and then episode 2 I'd say would be even better, and I'd say episode 3 it's been an uphill in the term of like it's been getting better. I really like the pacing. I like that it's kind of like it's finding its comfort zone still. I'm watching it with my parents. I was able to convince them to start watching it. And they've not played the game, but it's frustrating. And I'm going to rant real quick about posters and advertising material, because it's like...
like Tess isn't going to...
Tess isn't going to be in it. Sarah was going to die in the first episode. You can see the change in seasons in the like a lot of the trailers and whatnot. And it's like... Come on, dude. I don't...
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
I do kind of wish, like... because you do have to sell it on Joel and Ellie,
Right.
but I do kind of wish they put in Sarah, like just somewhere like more.
I don't even need Sarah because like I think that is the first impactful moment of the show, and like
Yeah,
I can understand if they don't put her in advertising material because like that'd be like pulling a Zendaya.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Tess,
I just mean because it's less of a shock that she dies.
The way I wish it worked was that they had a whole, like they had 10 sets of advertising material that wouldn't play until like they'd have a bunch for the first episode, and that would be teasing like Joel's family.
Okay, yeah.
And the outbreak and like
Yeah, because there are a
post-outbreak.
bunch of shows who, when they create trailers and release them, it's like the 1st 2 episodes.
But when you open HBO Max for Last of Us, and then you see the banner at the top that's like Joel and Ellie go on an adventure, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but what about her? And then you finish episode 2, and
It's like,
just
does
like
Joel put her up for adoption? Like, what happens?
it's so it's just really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because
It is, but are they liking the show?
they're liking it. I don't think they have anything to watch Sunday nights, and so they now have that to look forward to.
Do you know what's coming next week?
I'm at a point where I don't really know this. Like,
Really?
well, I know
Okay.
very vaguely, and I'm scared of watching the show and then remembering.
I am. I'm a little scared about that for you too.
Because I remember. I'm starting to remember the beats. Like I know we have a certain actor in the horizon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to talk about anything here because I don't want to tease anything for you guys either. Because
Yeah.
that's.
I mean, it wasn't like the trailer that played immediately after, like, next week.
I despise those.
Yeah.
I'll come back next week because I'm interested in what you just showed me. Stop literally dangling it in front of
so
me.
I won't say anything for that. But yeah,
Ugh.
I'm loving the show so much. This is how you adapt something. You take what works and you improve on it. You add things that need to be added. You take away things that you don't need. And like, I love the addition of how they're not doing spores, they're doing like tendrils, and it's this fungus system to where they're all connected, and it just makes everything so much more terrifying. And I love how much they're holding back on the infected.
Right.
You don't really see them a whole lot. I mean, you see them at the end, but like the first episode, you get like 2 instances. In this episode, you get the clicker and the very end with all the infected running through, but they don't even have to fight them. And so they're holding back, and it's like the Jaws effect. You know it's there, and the fact that you don't even really see it makes it all the more terrifying when they do finally show it to you, and it just blows up.
Right. I agree. I think this is like, I wouldn't say it's full unseen horror kind of vibe, but I think it does a good job at like adapting to the game where it's like, or because obviously for those like, or for anybody who didn't watch Last of Us and they're hearing about this show now, it's a zombie apocalypse show, and that's what people are going to think it of.
Infected.
Well, you can explain that to
It's
the
zombies.
half the population of the world that are currently watching this. But like I know my parents were like, it's just another zombie apocalypse show. And
Just wait.
I'm curious to ask their opinion whenever we're done with it all. But I think like I don't know. It still has a lot of like really good potential. I really, really hope I don't remember any of the plot points.
Yeah.
And
And I really hope they get renewed for a season 2, because part 2 is so good. And for the game, yeah. And for those of you haters who don't like part 2,
yeah,
it's good. Just yeah, it's
Okay.
a good story. It makes sense.
does it?
It does. Yeah.
I gotta play the first one still.
Do you know anything about the second game?
Yeah,
You do.
a little bit.
Do you have any more thoughts on that?
I don't think so. I'm pretty content with
I am too.
Last of Us conversation. Check us out next week.
Check it out. Have you watched the episode?
Have I watched the episode?
Or listeners, have you
Oh,
watched the episode?
I watched the episode. I was like, I think so.
Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah,
And
I'd
leave
really
us your
appreciate
thoughts. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
that. Do you hate us?
Do you hate
Please,
us?
please
Yeah.
just interact with us.
Give us a dislike. I don't know.
We'll get so excited about another dislike. That'd
We
be
will.
awesome. Like, don't
second-
like don't. If you like us,
Here.
please like us.
Let me
but
check to see if we have any more dislikes as you
in the
transition.
meantime,
Yes.
we'll go ahead and I roll over here into our main topic. Not a lot of huge movies coming out lately, but one on the horizon that
It's
we saw.
January.
Yeah, it's like we're passing Oscar season. All the good releases are now saving up and hibernating for next winter. But we have, of course, missing the like spiritual sequel to Searching. It's the same type of movie, but it's like completely disconnected in its own story. And obviously, the gimmick, if you've seen any of the advertising, is that it is completely on a screen.
This found footage?
I'd say no. I'd say it's like in the same spirit,
is, but yeah.
But I think found footage is very much that Blair Witch aesthetic, where this is whatever you would call it. I don't even know where to start with it. But it's very odd, and it's kind of hard to get used to. I didn't see Searching.
I have.
And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, before we get into like, I have more specific thoughts with the art style of it all. But Anthony, what did you think of this?
Just overall?
Yeah.
I think it is very hard to do a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very easy in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard with the style they were doing it, having it all on a computer screen or a phone screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy because I think there's so many things going on with like the true crime kind of like podcasts and shows that have just exploded over the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
And no like movie studio has really capitalized on it except for like these two movies and maybe a few others, and like some TV shows have.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, in the first, I think 40 minutes, they do it very well. I was very thrilled by it. I was like keeping up with it, like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I was like, I'm with you. I am interested in seeing what happened to your mom. And I think you did a really good job of making me engaged with the screen and not making it boring.
Mm-hmm.
Because seeing someone text someone or having to fill out a password, that's very boring on paper, but they make it interesting with the editing.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw the nominations this morning, I was like, wait, why isn't Missing nominated? Oh wait, it came out this year.
Yeah.
And then something happens at about maybe like 40, maybe an hour, and it falls apart. Just completely falls apart, and it does not recover because it keeps falling and it keeps falling until it just gets worse and worse to the point where I don't care about any of these characters anymore. You made this way too unbelievable, and you didn't like forecast it all that well either. Like if you made it make sense, sure. They did not make this make sense. And I don't like this movie. They had me in the first half, I gotta say, and then it just falls apart completely.
I would agree. I don't think this movie is very good. It's always interesting to see like attempts at it is very experimental in the way that it's trying to tell a story. And it's very 21st century in the way that it's doing that. But in terms of the writing and in terms of the usage of the actual media itself, I don't think they did a very good job.
I think the usage of the media was done well.
It was all right, but it's definitely like you have like 5 cards in your hand, and once you use them all, you're out of ideas.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the plot of this movie was very Wild Goose Chase, where it's just like, here's a miraculous thing that leads us to here. Here's a miraculous thing that leads us to here. Here's let me do this thing. And then, but let's go back to step 1 where we realize something different.
That's fair.
And it like bounces around. It's very ping-pongy. And I don't really like that. It's like, it can work. Mysteries like that can work. But with the application of like the screen and the gimmicks that they had with the screen, I don't think it worked very well. And I think at a lot of points it like verged on being comical.
Yes.
There's like a lot of serious moments in the movie that like, or the, like, it's hard to tell because you said that the first movie wanted to be very serious, or like it tried to come off as serious.
I will say the first movie, I went in with like not little but like low expectations because of the format of it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Searching. I thought it was done super well. They do have some of the things that you're talking about where like, oh, they've come across something,
Mm-hmm.
but the way they do it just works.
Yeah.
It just works how they do it, and then it is super thrilling. There was something I was going to say, but it just left my mind.
But
you can keep going.
With like, I don't know. It's so hard to describe because I don't know if there's really there. Like, I'm not going to sit here. I'm a college student. I'm not going to say here's the better way to do it. I think they did it in probably the best way they can, and this is without the context of knowing what the first film looks like. But it just, you lose so much emotional depth without like you lose all of your like control of the camera.
Mm-hmm. I
like-
think for me because I have seen the first movie, I knew what I was getting into, so it didn't bother me as much because I had the first movie to rely on. Be like, okay, it's gonna be like this. Again, it just left my mind.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I get that vibe. I am very sleepy as well. Also, we're at 15 minutes, so I think we did clear that goal for those Last of Us skippers. But I lost my train of thought now. Anthony, what are we doing today?
We're talking about missing.
We're talking about missing.
One of the things that I think they could have capitalized on that they did not, and it was a very big missed opportunity, was the fact that this is a teenager who her mom is gone, her only parent, and not even gone in the sense of she went missing like around my house. She went missing in another country. And so all she can do is sit at that computer screen and just try to find stuff. And it's terrifying because she can't really be an active participant in this. And what's going to happen? How is she going to like like live when her mom isn't there to like help her? And they didn't really address that all that much. Like, they did a little bit, like, oh, my mom is in this other country. But it's like, you could have capitalized on how terrifying the situation is. Because in Searching, it's about a man who loses his daughter. But he is an active participant because his daughter is, at least as far as he knows, in the area around him. And so he can, like, try to go out and search and do things like that and then come up empty or whatever happens. But with this, all she can do is sit at home and wait. And they just didn't do anything with that concept.
I agree. I think there was a lot of like dullness in that aspect. When it's also like, because I don't want to say anything, because obviously like this is a movie, it's a mystery movie. You don't want to, you want to be as vague as possible, but like it's just boring. At a certain point, like it gets repetitive. I wouldn't even
say it's boring. I think it's thrilling. At least for me, it was thrilling. I was with the mystery, and then that one thing happens where it was like they didn't know where to go, so they just kept escalating it and escalating it.
Right.
To the point where it became ridiculous. So then it wasn't boring. It was just, what is going on? And you just don't believe any of it. And then it does get boring because they do repeat beats. They do beats that are way too helpful. And like, it's like, why did that happen? That was way too easy for that to happen. Or, oh, it's just this happened by circumstance that it's going to help me in this entire case. And it's like, you should not do that. I hate it when a movie happens from like circumstance instead of something like deliberately happening. And they rely on that so much on this.
I super agree. I think that's where a lot of like the actual momentum and drive that comes from like or discovering clues and whatnot is just like, it feels like a lot of this movie was also just on a timer. There's a specific plot device that I won't talk about yet, where it's literally just like through the course of 20 minutes.
Chekhov's gun. The Chekhov's gun thing.
No, I'm
Oh.
not. I'm talking about it. Well, I don't want to say it's a character's name. Or it's a character that I don't
okay.
want
Yeah,
to say
I see.
anything.
I know what you mean.
I don't know if you do. I don't think I'm explaining it well. 1 second. Let me load it.
Let-
Let me explain.
Okay.
With that character, like that character is sent to go look for something, and it literally is just like 20 minutes of main character doing something else and getting text notifications
Yeah.
like periodically, and it's literally just like watching a progress bar, and so it's like boop, clue found.
See, I was fine with it
Mm-hmm.
because it was like, okay, while that is happening in the background, we still have to search, and then you get the messages. It was like, oh, nothing, and so it's like we're running out of time. Like there is a timer, but it's like we have to make it before it ends.
I think it would be more meaningful if she found anything helpful during that time, and she probably found something. And I'm being nitpicky
that
here.
is fair. I
But
think,
like just making it where it's
Yeah.
like here, wait for this thing, and then in the time of that span, or in that span of time, like she tries to find stuff, and then nothing really clicks, and then like, oh, we're back with good news. I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
I get that. I also think like the clues, like we said, they were a little too easy to find, or just like circumstance. A lot of it too is just the mystery overall. Even though I said it wasn't forecasted well, I could still tell what was going to happen. Like at one point there was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but at the very beginning I was like, I think this is going to happen. I think this is one thing. I think this might happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. And they all happened one by one. And I won't say that now. We'll say that in like the spoiler talks. But it was like, come on. You're just doing these cliche tropes that you see in every mystery movie. And something that they did do in the first Searching movie, but it was a revelation that was like horrifying and you didn't see coming. So it did work for that. But in this one, I guess they conditioned me into like thinking a certain way, so I knew immediately, okay, this is going to happen.
right. Speaking of spoiler section, I think we're about ready to jump on in there.
It's very hard to talk about this without like certain spoilers.
Do you know the Rotten Tomatoes score?
I do not. I have
Let me
no
go ahead
idea.
and look it up. I don't
Yeah,
feel like I've
this
gotten to look
this
it up in a
movie is
while.
just disappointing. But we haven't talked about like the actors in it. Storm Reed, like she has to carry this movie. I think it's like the second lead role I've seen her in. The first one was A Wrinkle in Time, which I am
Gotcha.
not a fan of. I mean, she was fine in it, but this movie, I haven't seen Euphoria, so I don't really know about that.
She was pretty good in
But
Euphoria.
yeah, for me, this was like, okay, show me what you got, and she brought it. I thought she was really good, and then when it fell apart, like, I could tell she was still trying to elevate it, and she did what she could, but the writing and the direction didn't do her any favors. But her performance was still really well done.
Anthony.
Oh, one thing I was gonna say. Sorry.
No, you're good.
The repeating things. They repeat so many beats from Searching. It's like, hey,
sure.
let's do all the stuff that Searching did, but worse. Let's copy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm missing my mom. Let me watch old videos of her. That happens in Searching.
Gotcha.
And like stuff like that. Even like that's a little thing, but even the little things, don't do that. Like you're just repeating things you don't have to repeat. Anyway.
Anthony,
Yes.
what do you think the tomato meter score of this movie is?
I think critics are going to be a little bit like us. I'm going to say they give it, I don't know, 52%. I'm going to say straight down the middle.
Okay.
52.
Okay.
Audience. The audiences in our theater, they were loving it. They were gasping. They were
Yeah.
laughing at the jokes. They were with it. So I'm going to say that's going to be an 88.
All right. So you said 52 for critic
Yes.
and 88 for audience.
Yes.
Is that your final answers?
Final answer. Lock it in.
Okay. Your tomato meter score was 52,
Yes.
and the actual tomato meter was
Dun, dun, dun.
82.
What?
82%.
82%?
This is fresh.
Is it certified?
Certified fresh.
Oh.
Yeah. Critic consensus.
We're gonna make some people mad.
Missing constrained credulity. Credulity. That's a hard word, boy.
When they went to the screenings, did they just show the first hour and they were like, "Okay, you're done."
I guess so. And its efforts to keep the audience guessing, but a fast pace and relatable fears. That's missing constrained credulity and efforts to keep the audience guessing, but a fast pace and relatable fears keep. That's just not right.
Yeah.
Keep this twisty techno thriller from completely losing its way.
I mean, yeah, the fears are relatable, but they didn't do anything
It's also
to work with the fears. It's just like, hey, this is a fear you guys have. We're just gonna hope that you glom onto it, and we're not gonna do anything about that. Let's just try to find her.
this movie is also fast paced the way like you're going too fast around a corner, or it's just like. It's like, I don't want to be doing this.
Sir, you're in a school zone. Please slow down.
Yeah. And then, Anthony, you said the 88% for audience score. The actual audience score with 500 plus verified rating. I will also say the 82% tomato meter. The 82% tomato meter was 83 reviews.
Okay. Okay.
But the 500 plus verified for audience was 90%.
90. Okay.
People like
If
this
I was able
movie.
to change it, I would have said 90. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, people liked it, and we're just gonna have to
Is
deal
there
with
a
that.
consensus for that?
Well, people liked Barbarian too, so
Yeah, Barbarian was good.
it's not good. It's not a good movie. No, there's not a consensus.
How would you rate
I'm
this?
Sorry. Let me see what I gave it, because I don't feel very strongly about it either way. I don't think it's very good. I don't think. What did I give it? I think I gave it a 3-star. I gave it a 3-star.
That is high.
That's middle. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I've let it simmer.
Yeah.
That was in the moment.
For me, 3 equals good. You just that good.
That's that's fair, but if I give something a 2.5, it's not like slightly less than average. It's
It's average.
like
yeah.
I feel like
I'd
as
say
soon
that's
as,
mediocre.
as soon as you go to 2.5, it starts becoming bad.
yeah, that's
I
what
feel like
say.
that's the stigma.
Yeah.
But like, well, I guess it's pretty bad, but I don't know. It's hard with the little stars. I think the star system's whack in the first place.
It is. It's a little whack. That's why we have 100-point systems.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
out of 100, what would you give this?
I don't know. I would give this movie probably like a 50 out of 100. I give it near the middle.
I'd give it like a 46.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets worse as it goes on. Like,
Yeah.
especially the very end. It's like you set up that this does not work, and then you do this, and it works for you.
Well, we can go ahead and go into spoilers now.
Oh, well, before we do,
Mm-hmm.
next week
Yeah.
we have Infinity Pool.
Oh, yeah.
That
right.
is.
That's gonna
I'm a little scared to watch it.
Yeah.
Didn't I send you something that was like,
You
oh
did.
no?
Infinity Pool. It's gonna be something.
Yeah. I have no idea what this movie's about.
Me neither.
So that'll be interesting. It's a horror movie with Mia
Yes.
Goth, Brandon Cronenberg, who's the son of the other Cronenberg,
Mm-hmm.
the famous one who did The Fly.
Nice.
David, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear he does really messed up horror movies. So this will be interesting. I can't wait to watch
Yeah.
this and then go home in the dark.
But yeah.
But if you don't want to hear spoilers, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Make sure to check out our Instagram
And Twitter
and Twitter.
at That's a Wrap NCR.
Yeah, and make
You
sure to
can follow us on Apple
you got those.
Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher.
Yeah.
I think there's one more in there. Amazon Podcasts.
Are we on Amazon?
We are, yes.
Okay, awesome.
And on YouTube
Yeah.
at That's a Wrap NCR. Just type that in. You'll find us. You go subscribe. Hit the like button.
Doesn't hurt.
Rate us on all the other podcast services. Comment down below. What did you think of missing? Are you looking forward to it? Did our review sway you one way or another? I don't know. Let us know.
All right. But let's go ahead and go into spoilers.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening. For those who are leaving now. 5,
4,
3,
2.
1.
All right. The supervillain
Yeah.
at the end.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Like,
It for me, the part where it started to fall apart was your mom has another identity,
right.
and it's like, okay, no,
Uh-huh.
no. And I think it was in the trailer, but I just forgot about it. And the thing I thought was going to happen at the very beginning was, or one thing, light spoilers, I guess, or I guess not light, very heavy spoilers for Searching. Do you mind?
Oh, I mind. 1 second.
You mind?
I mind personally. I don't think you
Alright.
should spoil Searching.
Okay, never mind then. I thought, all right, so the mom's best friend is gonna be a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think, the thing I said that I think might happen that I really hope doesn't is the dad is gonna be alive, and he was.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst moment of the movie for me. That's when it went soap opera,
Mm-hmm.
and then
It did go
he
soap
took
opera.
them to his evil lair.
That's a good term.
I really thought that when he took them to their old house,
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was gonna say, "Okay, now play hide and seek." Like he was
Yeah.
just gonna go super crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't she notice that that's her old house? Or I guess she was a baby.
I don't know.
When
I
they
feel like
moved.
she should still know. I know where I live. Well, actually, no, I don't. I don't know where I was when I was like a little baby.
Yeah, I guess her mom didn't want her to know.
That's very
Well,
possible.
wait, no, they went from Texas to L.A. How did the
I don't-
dad drive her?
I think it was a vacation.
Huh?
It wasn't her original home.
It was a vacation. Yeah, why were they
was a vacation
vacationing at
home.
a little house?
It was like a cabin in California or something.
It wasn't a cabin. It was just a house.
There's a little house in the woods.
It's weird. This
Speaking
movie's
of
weird.
our, never mind.
Cabin
Just
in the
save it
Woods.
like a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, and just Javi's the MVP. I love Javi.
Yeah.
That stupid Apple Watch, or not even watch. Hey, do you find
Yeah.
my watch?
Hey, did you find my smartwatch?
The thing I hate the most, or I think the thing I hate the most is the supervillain dad, who's just like way too evil for no reason. Super soap opera. But the very end, when they establish that even though the dad can watch from her screen, because I also knew the MacBook was hacked, because at the very beginning he was like, "Hey, do you like that MacBook I gave you?"
Mm-hmm.
But they established that because the dad is making noise, like he can't be super silent throughout the entire movie, and Storm Reed cannot hear through the other screen.
Right.
And then she says, "Hey Siri." Just had to check my
Yeah.
phone, and then that works. Oh, it worked on mine.
I didn't even think about that.
And I'm like,
That's
that's like, cause that's why like I buried my head in my
Oh.
hands. So it was like, why would there be a mic going in that direction?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And that's how they escape and call the cops. It was like, what? And then the dad looking up after he's been stabbed, hospital nearby. I would just drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't even worry. Like, look it up on your phone or something.
I didn't even realize that. I'm currently processing
That got me, like, out,
talking to
like, kind of the
'cause
most.
She said that into the camera mic, right? That was watching her in the room.
The camera didn't even have a
Or
mic.
where did she say that into?
She said that into the camera.
Of the laptop?
No,
Or was
not
she
the
in the
laptop.
room of the locked
like
room?
like the little GoPro
Okay.
that was watching her. That was
In the
also
room.
watching the laptop.
It
No, it was connected
was
to
just
the
it was
laptop
connected
or
to the
something.
laptop. I know.
But the laptop mic wasn't connected to Storm Reed's laptop mic, the dad's
Mhm.
laptop mic, and so anything that the dad would say through it, Storm Reed wouldn't be able to hear. Because obviously, if he's watching the whole time, he's probably moving around, maybe eating chips or something.
Mm-hmm.
She can't hear that at all throughout the entire movie.
Well, it's not open during the entire movie.
Well, there is one
her
point.
security camera when she gets into his security camera footage, it's like near the end.
Well, they set up that the dad has been watching the entire time that she's had the laptop.
From his side, he's always had it open, but she
Yeah.
opens the security camera footage from her computer near the end, and that's what triggers it all. Because she looks in she opens it for the first time. She thinks she kind of sees something in the dark, and then like the Ring doorbell goes off, and it's Jimmy calls.
No, wait. I don't think she opens.
She on her computer, she has his security footage up. She logs into the website or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, she does.
She connects that. That's where the mic's coming through.
But I don't think the mic would come through.
There, we don't really get to know because we don't get to see it after Jimmy shows up.
I guess.
Like because Jimmy was on the way calling, so he wouldn't have been home, so he wouldn't have seen or heard anything there. And presumably her mom was asleep in the cabin, and that's why she wasn't moving in the light or at all.
I guess. I don't know. I just don't like that. I thought that was lame.
It was lame. I agree.
Because it wasn't even through the
well,
laptop. It was through the security footage.
That
like
moment,
the camera.
And then when she's like, because at the beginning of the movie, they're like, do you have any email or Google that we can track her with? And she's like, oh, yeah, 1 second. And she can't get the password because she's just trying to mimic the names. And then the reveal is at the end that they go back to it. And she's like, oh, it's Junebug. Because it's a nickname.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get the significance of it. But, like, come on. I hate reveals that were in front of you the entire time. You just didn't realize it. Like, it can be good.
I like those reveals.
They can be good. But with this specific instance, it's just like, your mom's like, I feel like in a dire situation like that, you really would have kept trying everything.
How'd you like the reveal that Jimmy was James?
I don't care, man. Like it's all stupid.
If you haven't watched this, that's the dad.
Yeah.
She called him at one point without knowing it was her dad.
I'm an old church friend.
And I'm a church friend of your mom's new boyfriend, and my name is Jimmy.
I really I really disliked. It feels like the first whole half of the movie was dedicated to proving that Kevin, or the stepdad in the relationship, was a bad guy, and you get through the whole sequence. And it's like, oh, he's a good guy. He's just like he's an ex-con who tried to get better, and it seems genuine.
And then, he's bad.
Exactly.
And then, oh no, he was just a pawn in the game. Mm-hmm. And like that can work.
It feels like it wasted so much time.
They did focus a lot of time on it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That didn't bother me as much. Mm-hmm. I think just because
I feel like
it's a red herring. But I think
it was a 45-minute red herring.
They did spend way too much time on it.
And it would be a red herring if he wasn't actually bad.
Yeah.
Like, if he was just a good guy. Then, the fact that he is means that that time isn't technically wasted. Yeah. But still, I think it was done poorly.
Also, the reveal that the mom's friend is a family court lawyer. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why that has to be revealed. Because, like...
Well, then, that's just, like...
But, like, Storm Reed would know her occupation. Like, she's not. She can't just say, "Oh, I'm a lawyer." Like, even she could even just say, "I'm a family lawyer." Oh, how do you two meet? Mm-hmm. Oh, we just met. Like, we went to high school together. Like, don't worry about it.
I don't know. I'm not as worried about that one.
I don't know. Yeah, that is a nitpick, but it was like a big reveal for no reason.
Mm-hmm. I think the whole movie was kind of just iffy and spotty with how it did its plot, and I think the writing was pretty rough.
It's the direction of this are the editors of the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting indeed. That's pretty much all I got. I'm a sleepy, eepy guy.
Go watch Searching. It is way better.
Maybe I will.
Do you have any spoiler thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. I'm going to do this. I'm going to push this hard.
Alrighty.
Go subscribe.
Please subscribe to our YouTube. We're going to go to sleep.
We are.
And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And until next time.
That's a wrap.